October feels like a fresh start, but in reality, most people drift right through it. The year's flying by so fast, and then you look up and you got 3 months left. You don't need to feel left behind. These next 5 prompts will help you reset, refocus, and step into the fall season with clarity like a real boss should. My name is Angie. I'm your favorite journaling mentor. I'm always saying that September, October, November, that's like the mini New Year's Eve because you have literally 3 months left to accomplish the goals that you set in January. A real business owner doesn't just coast into the new quarter. They actually find out and discover what tools they need to make the reset, the refocus, and the clarity even better the next quarter coming up. So, part one, what lessons did summer teach me? Like, that's how you actually activate your last quarter. You reflect. You reflect on what lessons did your last quarter teach you. So an example of what that might actually look like is you might say, this summer I learned what burnout looked like. I worked and worked and worked and did not take a break. And now I am reaping what I sowed. My head is hurting, my back is hurting, and these are the things that I will not take into the fourth quarter. So writing down your biggest takeaway from the summer is so important, even if it's just one word. So prompt number 2 is, if I could only focus on one thing in this last quarter, what would it be? That's the prompt. If you just had to pick one thing to focus on, what would it be? This is like your North Star without having your energy like scattered everywhere, right? We have all these goals and everything that needs to be accomplished. But what if you put everything that you had into the one goal? So, the one act I want you to do for this particular prompt is circle the one thing that matters. Everything else is just scattered. It's just making your energy go here and there. We're going after the one thing that matters now. Circle it and let's move on. So this is the clutter section, right? And I want you to remember what we're doing in October is not only just setting ourselves up for the last quarter, but being able to operate like a real CEO. You got to have a clear space, not just a clear mind, but a clear space. And sometimes I think a clear space happens before the clear mind. Prompt number 3 is, what habit, belief, or even a commitment do you need to let go this month? Remember, we already talked about the one thing that we're committing to, but what are you not committing to in the month of October? So the action for this one is, what is the one thing that you are letting go, right? And you actually gonna commit to it. And you need to let it go and then come back and let me know what you let go. Yesterday, I did the exact prompt, right? I wrote down what I needed to let go. It wasn't a habit. Well, I guess it does fall back into the actual habit. But what I needed to let go was all the scattered papers on my desk. I literally couldn't think straight. And so the moment it took me 3, maybe 4 hours to write down everything and then just trash, 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 trash. And in that, I discovered that my declutter actually gave me more focus and energy by the time I was done. So personally, like, take the leap and declutter starting this weekend, today, whatever you set it for. Don't overlook this prompt. You might think I can work in mass or I'm gonna be okay. This is probably the most important prompt because if your mind doesn't think clear, then everything else is cluttered. So take this prompt serious. With prompt number 4, we're talking about, what does your ideal day look like in October? Let's pick a Tuesday. What does it look like? That's the actual prompt, but let's kind of dig into it. When you think about the morning, what you might eat for lunch, what you might fix for dinner, what does it look like? Who did you serve? How many people did you talk to? How many people did you close? So write out the vision of what an ideal good day would look like if you actually did the work in the month of October. This is prompt number 5. What is it that you will actually put into action this week? So the prompt is, what's the one action that will move me closer to my vision? That's it. What's the one thing that you will do starting this week that will move you closer to what you just envisioned your ideal day looks like for the rest of the month and the year? So back in 2010 is the first actual book that I wrote. I published it. It took me over 2 years to write. I was in school, right? I'm in school working and I was writing a book at the same time. And when I took the one action every single day, it was to come home and write one page. That was it. That was the one action. It was a singular focus on finishing the book, and it worked. I published my first book in 2010. Now, did it sell, thousands of copies? No, but I was able to finish a goal that I had set, and it felt really good. So I don't want you to forget why you're here. You are here to figure out what's the one thing that you're going to do for this month to put you on the straight and narrow, being able to do the one action to accomplish the goal. So after you pick your one action, I would love for you to come back and drop it below. That's the whole reason we're here. We're here to discover what our one action is so that we can refocus, we can reset, and we can like scale through the last 3 months of the year. And it all starts with committing to your one action.